this is the top that I used for the first go round of cloning my clothes. And I love this top. So comfortable. It has a little back tie. And what I did, what I try to do with most of my clone my clothes, I try to find like the center of the back, center of the front. This one in this case was pretty easy because it's got a well-defined side seam. And here this is, and here's like that. And what I was able to do, this is the front. The back is obvious because it has a little tie there. And then I love my sheets. I took a sheet, big sheet. They're all big sheets to start with. And I laid it out. And I laid my top on it. And then, of course, this one, it's obvious what's the back and what's the front because the back has the front has this regular strap on it. And I put it on the fold for the front and did it like this. Laid that on it, put the strap up there. And if you'll notice, I did when I made this, I knew that this top was just a little bit, just a tiniest bit snug. And I wanted to make it so that it was a little wider. So I did that when I cut this out. And I also wanted to have plenty of information, not information, I'll get it out here in a minute. I wanted to have the seam width in there, seam allowance. So that was the top, and there's the fold I indicated on the fold. That's the front, and then I did the same thing with the back. Laying it out, I untied the tie so I'd have it laying there so I knew where it was. And then again, you know, I folded it in half along that line, laid it out, laid the neck out, cut it slightly different, laid it on there, and cut my second piece. Now what I did, and you'll notice when I show you my finished product, I knew that that top was just slightly shorter than what I wanted it. So these are kind of sort of pattern pieces. And I say kind of sort of in the case that I made the first one, and I'll show you that on the screen. In the beginning, I think in my little choices video, I showed you pictures. And then I'll show you the different renditions. And I made, let's see, two. Actually, I didn't show you that one. I made the first one out of a sheet, and I really liked it. It was just a little snug. So I knew that I needed to add a little more, and I added another inch around when I made it. I did not change the pattern because this pattern will fit them from probably a large up to the final pattern, a 2X, just by adding another inch all the way around, except maybe just another inch lower in the armhole and then an inch wider every place else. So it's always a work in progress when you're working on anything, when you're cloning your clothes. The next one I'm going to do, not for this video, but probably for a future video, I will do another showing you exactly how I cut out a pattern when it's a little different, because I really like this. This is my other go-to top that I wear a lot. And it's got a little stretch to it, but not a lot. It has the sleeves already built in, as you'll see. See there? And the only difference between the front and the back is I have a V-neck in the front. And because of the way this is laid out, there is no center seam on the front. It's just all one piece. Now what I could do is I could do it in half and all that kind of stuff to make it work. But I think for this one, I'm just going to lay it out on a sheet and cut it, because like I said, the front and the back are exactly the same. The back does have a center seam down it, but I don't need to have that center seam. I can just lay it out flat on the sheet like this and have it laid all the way out, because it's not that big a thing. And it's very interesting because you see how the sides are just kind of a rectangle. So what I'm thinking is that while I am going to cut the pattern out and just have one pattern piece that can serve for both front and back, the only thing that'll be different is I'll mark a V-neck neckline on it. And what I'll do is the first time out, I'll make the pattern out of a sheet, and then I will probably use a different sheet that I have over there, and I will actually make the first toile or wearable muslin, in different terms, or prototype, whatever you want to choose for it. I will make it out of a sheet, so it's almost a throwaway. If it doesn't work out, that's fine. I think I can make it work. And it's going to be kind of interesting because I think this one could actually be a method for me to make an upcycle, because I could make the top, and then this could just be two rectangles for the bottom and put them on this way. And I've seen a lot of upcycles like that. So that gives me another idea of how I can do it for cloning my own clothes, which I really hate using patterns, and I like cloning my own clothes and doing them that way. So we'll see how that works out. Okay, this is my wearable muslin. It was the first one of these tops that I made when I'm cloning my clothes. I'll take a few more pictures and show you where I started from and how I got to this point. But I love this fabric. It's so cute. Isn't that cute? And I do have enough to make one more. I might make another one and put it in the store. And I put pockets on it. I just love these pockets. And I did put bias binding around the neck too to match the pockets. And basically I just serged the edges, to put it together. Pretty simple top. And this is the back. My original top that I cloned it from, that was tied together here. But I decided I wanted to make a little shabby flower pin because I don't like to waste any of the fabric, especially that really pretty fabric. And I had some vintage buttons. I put a couple of those on there. And the new one that I'm making, and I'm in the process of the black with the flowers, I made it a little larger because these armholes are just a little snug. Not real snug because, like I said before, this mannequin is a little larger busted than I am. But I also made it slightly longer than the original top. Not a lot longer, but just a little bit. And I just made it slightly bigger because this is cotton fabric. It has been pre-washed because I wanted to make sure it was pre-shrunk. But it's just so cute. And I wore this. I've worn it several times now. I just love it. And I kind of, because it's out of cotton and it doesn't have any stretch, it kind of feels like wearing your favorite apron, but it's not like you would wear it to cook in the kitchen. I love it to wear here sewing. I just wear a little sports bra underneath it and my tights or my capris, whatever I want underneath it. And I like having the pockets. They're so convenient. And I just feel kind of dressed up and chic when I wear it. So, making your clothes when you have a favorite top, it's something you should try and do. For the first ones, I would suggest that you not use stretchy fabric. Use something that's cotton until you get your pattern down. I'm probably going to make one of these out of some t-shirt fabric too. I know that'll have more stretch and more give to it. I think I might like that even better. This one, because it's cotton and stuff, no, I don't know. I might wear a t-shirt underneath it with a little half sleeve, so that I can wear it into the fall because I'm really loving it. And like I said, this fabric is just my favorite. The light in here, because I don't have my camera light on it, it makes it look white in the background, but it really is a pale yellow background. And then, of course, that's goldish brown. And then there's a lady fishing. She has a hat on. I just love the fabric. So I am going to make another one and put it in the store, and I'll put the link to that when I publish the video. And here is my mock-up for my cloned clothes. And basically I took a top that I just loved, and I took the things I loved about it. I like the back, and then I made it slightly bigger because the top that I cloned it from is a lighter weight fabric, and it doesn't have any stretch to it. This cotton doesn't have any stretch either, but I made it a little larger and a little bit longer, and then I serged the edges, and I put it on here wrong side out, and clipped the sides, and clipped the shoulders. And this mannequin that I have is approximately my size. She's a little bit larger in the bust and maybe a little less hippie, but basically it's a pretty good mannequin for me to do a mock-up on. It saves me having to take my clothes on and off and try her. So I like the way this fits, and I know that I made another clone, and I'll put that on here in a minute, show you what it looks like, the finished product, and then I'll take you through what I do to make my pattern, because I make it out of a sheet. You know, cotton sheets come in really handy for me. And then I'll talk a little bit about cloning my clothes and how I do it and why I do it. Here's the front, and it's got lavender rickrack around the neck. You can see how it's high-low on the sides. It's got a little handkerchief in. Can you tell? I loved the Clone My Clothes project. This is my dress. This is a dress that is slightly longer. What I'd originally made this for was a topper, and I haven't decided whether I'm going to keep it for myself or not. This little tie here is removable, and this tie around the waist, this is tied in the back, and that's where it's attached. And I'll get back up. I want to show you the pocket there. You can't hardly see it because it blends right in. It's got black bias binding on the top. You can see how that is. It's high-low hem. Can you see the pocket? Play a hide and seek. There, see the ribbons attached on the side. And you could, if you wanted, I guess, tie that ribbon around to the front waist too, but I like it because if you're a little smaller, you can gather it in the back. So I think it looks really cute. One of my other ones that I'll show you in the video when I'm finished, I did a shabby chic bow and stitched it on the back with a vintage ribbon, vintage button. And I like that too. And another one I did had a double tie up there that was sewn on, so you can gather it in the back. But I like this one. I think this one, you can wear this all year round. It would be perfect if you were going to a Hawaiian luau and you were going to Hawaii, or a cruise, or you could wear it as a pop-over top over your bathing suit. I don't know, the more I'm looking at this, the more I'm thinking I should put it in the store because it's a little large on me, and I think somebody would really appreciate this dress. I just love that print. Sewing table intro, you can see here. This is my wall of shame. That's all of my projects that are waiting to be done. And there's my ironing station and my recording station over my cutting table, my light ring. And then when I get tired of looking at my stuff, I have those two really cute boxes that I just throw all the flotsam and jetsam until I'm ready to put it away. And there's my whiteboard, which needs erased and started again. That's for my projects. My reversible cute curtains. Whoops. And then there are how I take care and store my patterns. Not very well. I clip them with clips and hang them on the edges of my curtains and everywhere. And this is what I love. This is my new desk, aka serger table. And the twins are sitting on it, and this is their new place to be, and they are so happy. And then I have my little rolling sewing cart with all my stuff on it that I need to get at. I shouldn't say all my stuff because I have bins and tubs and everything else just like everybody, but I just replenished my thread supply. So all of my sewing thread is there. In the bottom of that plastic unit there is my serger thread. There's my old sewing machine basket, and it is full of zippers. And then there's some pattern boxes back there, which I never use. I don't use patterns much anymore. And then this is really nice because I have a nice long table. This is the one that I had for all my machines before. And there's my trusty, dusty sewing machine. There's threads that I'm on right now, and I also have my 6 needle. This is BJ, Bertha Jr. I'm selling Bertha. She's over here on the other side of the room. I have a friend who has said she wants to purchase that. I'm selling her because I don't have the need to have 2 embroidery machines. BJ is doing just fine for me while she is. And then I have this little cabinet down here that's full of my embroidery threads, big cones of embroidery threads. And then I have my little pixies on the wall. My pixies are my inspiration. And they're artists out of the Netherlands. And there's my little inspiration clip for a shirt I want to make. I have a lot of things inspiring me. Sometimes I'm so inspired I have to go take a nap or have some chocolate and wine. Today is Saturday, and there is a wine o'clock on Saturday. And I am so happy with this. I reorganized everything. Let me move this chair. I have a 2-chair room now. And I have everything. I like to say I'm always disorganized, but I'm not. I'm usually that much disorganized. And then I have more things down here of my trims and stuff. And then in here I have bias binding, purse frames, and everything. See, I do know where stuff is. And that old TV cabinet back there, that hutch, is full of fabric. It's got in it that I use to make my book pocket pillows. And I have a lot of pockets embroidered. I keep those separate with their materials in my design room. And maybe someday I'll walk you back there and show you that. And then, of course, you know, my house is just one big fabric and upcycling storage place because my garage has more in it than actually my sewing room does, but it's all organized and by color group, and I have my graphic tees out there. I would never have to thrift another day in my life if I didn't enjoy it so much. So that is the tour.